Hello everyone, I'm Daniel Maddox and I'm just saying. Today I'd like to talk, in addition to my previous speech about impeaching Obama, the implications of what will happen once Obama is indeed impeached. Because when his trial begins and people begin to ask the question, or people that are not really aware of what Obama has been doing, once they're aware of it, because it'll come out in court, and everybody, the whole world will be watching this whole court thing, which they might not even allow it to go to court. Just step down as the president, say it was all just a big misunderstanding. That way things don't have to come out in court, but I don't think that'll matter. I think that things will come out in court and other people's trials. So I'm going to focus on what will happen once Obama's impeachment goes through. Once Obama's impeachment goes through, and even much before that, people will be talking about it. People will be talking about it, and then they'll be learning about things that has been in the news, but then has been whitewashed. Things that have been, brought down from the scale that they're supposed to be at, which is huge, down to the ridiculous subconscious level of reporting that they've been doing for these major issues. They talk about it on MSNBC and ABC and all those prostitute media stations. They talk about it, but then they whitewash it. They'll say the headline, and then the people are so used to hearing these things, and then have them report on it in a washed way, so that their consciousness doesn't even click, it doesn't even really come into their mind, and so that people are so used to that. Then if it's Obama being impeached and his trials going on, and the prosecutors, the independent prosecutors that we're going to have, are really ruthless, and they're saying, well, what about Benghazi? What about the armored vehicles? What about the 2.2 billion bullets? You think you had nothing to do with this? What did you have to do with this? I had nothing to do with it. Whatever he says, it doesn't matter. They'll say, well, here's the executive order that you signed. Here's the meeting with the senators that you had about this issue. And here's what some of them have said, because they are facing criminal charges as well. And can you back up, or can you deny, or can you refute this statement? And then all the evidence will pile up against them from everything else that they've been lying about for all this time. And the American public at large will be, oh my God, none of this could have happened without me knowing, could have? And then more and more people are going to be like, well, wait a minute, maybe I should look into it, because I guess I really wasn't paying attention, because I had all that debt. I had all those jobs that I had to go to 20 hours a day just to support my family, and I had all those legal cases against the corrupt criminal cops that were giving me false charges and harassing me, and people that were suing me for this, and that, or couldn't pay my mortgage because you were never supposed to be able to do it, because they gave you the mortgages knowing that you'd never be able to pay them off. Doesn't matter. Whatever issue that you're facing in society, which has all been created, we're living in a manufactured hell. The earth does not belong in the state that it's belonging in. The state that it's in is not the natural state of things. We didn't all just wake up here in America the way it is. Things have been getting progressively worse, and it's all going to come out in the hearings. It's all going to come out. People are going to talk about it. People are going to really wake up, I think, because people realize how bad things could get if we let them go on. People realize there's no future for them, there's no future for me, there's no future for any of us. And in a no future situation, it becomes a zero-sum game, and it doesn't matter. It's win or death. Win or death. It's either we succeed or failure is not an option. It can't even be. The discussion is not, should we give it everything we've got. That's the wrong, totally coming from the wrong side of the field. Because if you try to phrase it in that situation, you're trying to make it look as if there is another option, when there isn't. The only option is we impeach all of these fools in the government, all these bureaucratic scum who've been leeching off the system. They don't care about you and your family. They got out there with their political smiles. Yes, sir. Of course we'll pass those laws that will help you and help your family, and we're there for everything that you do, right? Not even. When they go home at night, what they're thinking of, oh my God, I hope those useful idiots give me all their power so I can, keep raping them and keep getting the kickbacks from the big corporations, which I'm selling all your rights down the river to. And that's not the majority. There's good people in government, there's good people in Senate and Congress, and even in the cabinet of the presidency, but they're isolated. They don't have power. The people who have real power control everything, and they don't give a damn about a couple goody two shoes here and there. That's just for political face, and they haven't needed it for so long because people have been so brainwashed, and it's gotten so worse now though that you can just see the degeneracy of the government and people in it and people running it. Eric Holder said, "I don't know. I'm not sure." How many times in that congressional hearing about Benghazi? How many times in Fast and Furious? How many times did he say, "I don't know"? It must have been 70 plus in the same, and they were all questions that he definitely should have known and did know and does know, but he can't publicly admit it because it's all a farce. It's a political lie. And Eric Holder, Condoleezza Rice, Bush Jr., Senior, all the Bushes, Cheney, Obama, Biden, all these people, it's going to come out worse and worse. But see, that's the thing, is that once we get to that point, the need for some gigantic diversion will be huge. It'll be paramount. We need a huge diversion to get away from this political fallout because it'll be astronomical. It's the same thing as the Armageddon happening politically. Everything that's happening, it's just going to be a huge calamity once Obama is impeached because it'll open the doors to shine light on all the dirty laundry. And believe me, the pile is huge of the dirty laundry that they're trying to cover up. It's gigantic. And once we uncover it, once people start smelling the stench of the garbage, which they'll be able to smell from decades away, they'll be able to smell it through the time-space barrier. It's so big. And, you know, I hate to go into such astronomical terms, but for our globe, for what's affecting us here in this reality, on this planet Earth, in this solar system, it is astronomical. It's beyond huge. And the fallout is going to be even huger. And so we all have to prepare ourselves in one way or another for that. We all have to prepare ourselves for what could be. And I'm telling you, the impeachment of Obama, which will happen, once it happens, the whole house of cards, like I've said before, and like I'll say again, will come crashing down, or will have the potential to crash down. And that's why a huge diversion could be their greatest hope. And if the people listening to this are aware or have heard of false flags, look into it. Just look the history of false flags on any search engine, on YouTube, what have you. History of false flags. You look into it for about an hour and you go to see, well, a lot of people say this, and that, and there's a lot of evidence. And there's a lot of people, there's a lot of articles, there's a lot of movies, there's all this, and that. Now, what is making me think that? Well, what's the automatic conclusion when people hear of conspiracies? If I could say conspiracy, what's your next word? Theory. It's never conspiracy fact or conspiracy history. It's always conspiracy theory. Why is that? Because we've all been programmed to say that anything that isn't within the political narrative, anything that isn't within the narrative of the government is automatically a conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory, the words go hand in hand in our cultural narrative, in the words that we use, and the things that we automatically come to. Why is that? Because people are very easily programmed, especially if you've had such a huge amount of time and such amount of input, I can't even speak, I'm too worked up. Input, output. They control the input, they control the output. They control what you watch outside of your home, they control what you watch inside your home. They control what you read inside your school, and they would love to control what you read outside of your school. And they do by saying, this idea is a conspiracy theory, this idea is non-patriotic. And then when people are reading those books, they have your friends and family attacking you instead of a direct government attack, because they don't, that'd be too much time and resources for them to have yes men everywhere saying don't read that. But they already do. They've convinced people that, and I talk to people about 9/11, which is a false flag, and there's a history of that, and also many other things, and they automatically call you a conspiracy theorist because they've been programmed to, because ideas are not useful to them, only pre-programmed responses keep their lives in check, keeps their lives comfortable. And it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, we have free will, supposedly. And yet, how much free will could you possibly have if you're just programmed like a computer to respond automatically to something that happens in the way that you do? Because they take away your normal ability to think for yourself, and they replace it with like an almost natural instinct. And they've replaced your natural instinct to learn with a natural instinct to react to certain things in a totally negative manner, like humans do to fire, you know? And firefighters and such can tune themselves to ignore those impulses, and they can run in a building and save a family. But we have to undo the programming that's been laid on us, and we have to be able to ignore that programming that says conspiracy, 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 because that's how they control the political societal narrative and the media coverage. It's all controlled by what they're telling you and the way that they present the information to you. It's like after the Boston Marathon bombing, and they said, pay attention only to this. Only to this. Nope, not over there. Just this. Pay attention only to this. This, and then that's an ever-descending wall, an ever-enclosing bit of information that they can more easily control. But all this stuff over here, which will give you a better point of view, nope, ignore that. All this stuff over here, and above you, and below you, and even behind you in history, totally ignore that. Totally ignore this. Ignore everything that might actually give you a different viewpoint. Only concentrate on this. Now, why would they say that unless they were trying to manipulate you? So look out for those things. And once Obama's impeachment comes into place, people are going to look at these things and they're going to say, oh, well, yeah, I guess we weren't really paying attention, were we? And yeah, the situation is very, 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 very bad. And, well, heck, let's do something to change. And that's what will happen once Obama is impeached. People will wake up because they've been so entranced to believe Obama is a saint, and it couldn't be anything further from the truth. I'm Daniel Maddox, and I'm just saying.